All right, you guys, good morning. So, my name's Debbie Maru. For those of you who haven't met me before, my partner and I, Ray, run the Real Estate Agent Referral Network Facebook group and the Agent Impact group, brokered by Epic Realty. And we've been doing these virtual coffees for 3 or 4 years. I don't know, we have a couple of long timers on here with us. Chris Dowell and Danny Lung. Is that how do you say your last name, Danny?
It's learn, like learning something. That's the,
Okay.
yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't spell that way.
It absolutely doesn't. Yes.
So, Chris Dowell, Danny Learn, they've been with us since pretty much the beginning when we would have three, four, five agents on one of those very first calls, and they've stuck with us all this time. So we appreciate that. Um, every week we get more and more people joining us, and we're so excited to have you guys become part of our network and our Facebook group. I'm wondering. I've been making some reach out calls, some welcome calls to new members of the Facebook group. Anybody on here get a call from me recently? Yay, Naomi! Yay! I love that. Love it. Love it. I'm trying something new. I really want to get to know everyone in the community. It's a huge community, so I'm not going to get to know everyone, but I really want to try to get it to know as many people as possible. So today we have a really interesting speaker that could end up getting you guys some money back from the government. So, Ray, buddy, introduce yourself. I'm turning the call over to you.
Hey guys, good morning. I'm Raymond Scholseth, co-pilot here on this virtual coffee with you. Based in Chicago, been in real estate for 33 years this year. We're going to get right into it today, but first I want to ask a favor from you all. If you guys are showing up here and you're getting value, next week, will you invite somebody? Just one person. Will you bring one additional person that we can help and make an impact with? We would love to see more faces here that we can help and make an impact with. All right, Brenda, we have a special guest. We've been talking to her for about a year about actually jumping in here. And today's the day. So, Brenda, I'd love for you to unmute, introduce yourself, and let's get right into what you do, how you do it, and how it can help everybody here.
All right. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Debbie, for being kind enough to let me come on here and share this information. Just a little bit about me. My name is Brenda Wise. I live in coastal Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia. I have been an entrepreneur for 44 years. I have been a builder for a few years, and I'm professionally a speaker and trainer. I have been serving the real estate industry for over 30 years in realtor safety. And we know that has to be job number one for all of you in the field. So today I've got a project that I've been working on, and hear me, 3 months is all we have left of this project. That we have 50 million 1099 earners in this country, and guess what? All real estate agents are 1090, most, I shouldn't say all, most real estate agents are 1099 earners. So this is for you. I don't know if you all have heard of or are aware of what is called the SETC, the Self-Employed Tax Credit Refund. It has been around since 1920. It is COVID related. And just like last year, I worked with the employee retention tax credit that many of you are familiar with, had heard about. I served about 20 businesses in my area, and they got 7.7 million. So hear me when I say this. This is very real. And the opportunity to get money, a refund, is very, very real for each one of you here. So I'm going to go through and just explain a little bit about it. We can have some Q&A at the end. And here's the thing, you all are realtors. It's absolutely applicable to you, but every one of you on here have a family member or a friend who is a gig worker, who has their own business. This is for anybody in America. So please, I ask you, share this information. It's vitally important that we allow people to get this money. This is up to $32,220. There is no reason why every 1099 earner in this country should have access to this and take part of this. So let's talk about how it came about. This comes under the government funding notice of the Family First COVID Virus Response Act. And then, of course, some of that is the self-employed tax credit refund. Like I said, this is only good till April 15th, 2025, which is 3 months away now. So let's talk about this. 1099 earners. Again, who are they? Realtors, truck drivers, self-employed, hairdressers. Again, a myriad of different gig workers, like I said. So what is it and how is it applicable to you? This specifically is for anybody who paid taxes on their earnings in 20 or 21. They'll take the highest year. And what they're doing is they're giving you a refund according to a couple of things. There's some caveats. Number one, did you have kids? Were they mandated out of school and had to be homeschooled or home cared? You get $200 a day per diem for that. If your children had COVID, you get $200 a day per diem from that. If as an agent at the beginning you were unsettled, had to figure out how all this was going to work, you were away from work, you get $500 a day per diem. If you yourself had COVID, you will get $500 a day per diem. If you had elderly family members who you had to care for during the year 20 and 21, you will get $200 a day per diem for that. So it's a refund on the taxes that you paid, and a couple of caveats are the things that I just mentioned. I am with the United Business Solutions, and I have been sharing this for like the last 6 months. And the process is very, very simple. Deb, I had given you my QR code and the link. I don't know if you can put it on here for people. If not, we'll make sure that you get it. But again, how this works is there is a 20-minute, takes about 20 minutes online form. And you go online and you fill that out. It is an attestation or just a testimony. You don't need doctor's notes. You don't need work notes, anything like that. This is truly, you're on the honor system. And you just take about 20 minutes to fill that out. That goes directly to United Business Solutions. And we also ask that you give permission, because we're going to get a copy of your tax records directly from the IRS, because we want to make sure there is integrity and honesty and people are truthful about how much taxes they paid. Once this is all gathered and United Business Solution calculates what you said, how much time you were off, how much time you took for your children, elderly, how much taxes you actually, that is all combined, put together. And then they will send you an actual to the penny estimate of how much you will get. When you fill out that 20-minute application, before the application is finished, they will give you an estimate of exactly what could be close to your total refund. And again, this is strictly on the honor system. When you do that and it goes through the process, when they tell you that number, you are guaranteed to get that number because they've done all the calculations. We've got a national accounting system. We've got attorneys that look at all of this. So there is no room for error here. You don't have to give the money back for no reason. And what we've also put into the mix is that we have a bank. I mean, this is such a strong program. We have a bank called Community Bank and Trust, and they will give the refund money, once it is calculated, to anybody that wants it within 30 days of filing this. The bank is going to charge you a small fee for doing that, but what they're doing is they're giving you the money up front so that you don't have to wait the 4 to 6 months it's going to take for the IRS to calculate this and give the check to you. So this is really, really sweet on the part of United for getting all this worked out. Let's see, what else can I tell you about this? Again, referring people is so important to make sure everybody knows about this. So let's take some questions. What specifically can I answer for you as I've given you kind of a $30,000 perspective, 30,000 foot perspective of what this program is?
Hey, Brenda, we're going to take Jackie's question in a minute, but Debbie and
Sure.
I don't see your link or the QR code in our chat anywhere. Do you have that handy that you could drop to us or drop in the chat
I
here?
will do my best. It's a little challenging for me when I'm on this, but if not, I can put it
Okay.
on. Debbie, I did send that to you in an email this morning. So if you can possibly drop that in, it would be great.
Okay.
Because it's
All
my
right.
URL and the QR code.
Okay. Jackie, hand up. You're up.
Okay, it sounds exciting. I'm interested to see what that adds up to, but how does it work if you file jointly and like both parents work from home? So are you doing it like as a group total or is it per individual?
Yes, you do. So if both you and your husband are 1099 earners, absolutely. You file yours and he can file his, or your spouse can file theirs.
Okay. Thank you.
And what you're looking at is you're looking at your Schedule C. That is your recorded 1099 income. So that's the filing report you're going to want to work from.
Yeah, so if we have a child, then we're both taking that credit even though it's only one child and two parents. It doesn't matter.
Now that will be assessed when they're doing it for you.
Okay. Okay.
So
Thank
I
you.
would say have one parent claim that child to be able to get that write-off. I
Right.
think it's going to be the safer thing to do.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Peggy, you're up. I see your hand.
Yes, I'd like to know if now this income is now considered income and you're now going to pay taxes on it because
No.
like a refund.
Yeah. No, you do not have to pay taxes on this money. You don't have to refile anything with the IRS. So thank you for asking that question. Because they're just basically giving your money back.
Hmm.
Good question, though. Excellent.
Hopefully I say your name right. Hamde? Is that right?
Yes, that's right. Yes, thank you. So my question is, what if I'm a 1099 and W-2, and I also have I'm doing real estate right now part-time, but I also have a W-2. So how will is that something that I still would qualify for? How would that work?
Yes, the form will ask you, are you a 1099? Are you a W-2? And you can absolutely be a W-2 full-time and be a gig worker or have a part-time 1099 income. So that is perfectly okay to do that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
Danny, you're up, bud.
Yeah, that basically answered one of my questions. The other one is, if you don't have any kids, you don't qualify, or that's just an additional benefit if you do.
That's just an additional benefit or caveat to getting more money back if you have children, if you've cared for the elderly, or again, yourself has had COVID. I talked to a realtor the other day and she'd been out 3 weeks with COVID when she had it. And she didn't have it once, she had it a couple of times. So she's going to be able to account for each one of those times she was out of work because of that.
And the time period is only if you got COVID in 2020 and 2021.
Yeah, that's the specific timeline.
Okay.
And they're going to take whichever year you paid the most taxes, that's what they're going to pull from. So that's a good one for you. You know, you're not limited to the lower one. They're going to take the one that you paid the most taxes in and work from that report.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Awesome. Glenn, you're
Is
up,
this
bud.
not exciting, guys? Because I'm a 1099 worker and have been for 30 or 40 years. And this is amazing. I've never gotten anything from the government. So this is a big win for all of us small business owners in America. Danny, were you next?
No, Glenn's up.
Hello.
Glenn? Hi.
How's it going today?
Great.
Thank you for doing this. I got on a little bit late, but I understand what's going on. And the funny thing is I'm doing my 2021 taxes as we speak because of a divorce dilemma and dispute from way back when. So, and I've been to the IRS and everything, talking to them, and they've never mentioned this once.
The IRS is not going to advertise this to
No.
Americans.
No. I can imagine
That doesn't
not.
happen.
And so this is timely because I earned, my best year in real estate was 2021.
Right.
So this is very timely. So it will should be able to cut into that. And that 2021 was the year I got COVID too. So
Okay, so you're
yeah,
you're right in there. So
yep,
great on the maximum because real estate was crazy in 21 and
it
22.
was.
I mean,
Yeah,
people couldn't sell it fast enough, right?
I
There
know.
wasn't enough
That's right.
homes on the market. So it was an
Yeah.
excellent year. The other thing I want to make mention of is because some people will say to me, well, I owe back taxes.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing with that. If you owe back taxes, the government, with whatever funding you are going to be allowed, will apply that to your back taxes.
Beautiful.
And
That's
then if
exactly what I
there's
hope to
any
hear.
if there's any left over, then you will get that cash refund.
Yeah. Well, I won't get any cash from that year, but at least I'll owe less. That's the beautiful thing. So
Yeah, so yeah, that's a good thing because there are people that still owe taxes for 20 or 21, so they're going to take that right from this, so it's not coming directly out of your pocket, which is a win-win
right,
for everybody.
right, right. No, and I had three kids that each were homeschooled during that time. So
Okay, those are great caveats to include in your application.
okay, fantastic. I'll look for
And
your.
yeah, and
Go.
here's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Debbie's going to put that in the chat down below. I'll give you my phone number, and let me give it to you right now. 757
757
588
588.
8222.
Excellent. Thank you.
Call me with any questions. And here's another thing. Remember, we want to share this with our fellow agents. So for all of you all that belong to a brokerage, I need to do a Zoom at one of your sales meeting to let all the people in your brokerage know about this. So please call me, text me, and let me know how we can work that out. Because again, we've got to get this information out to as many people as we can. And I love the real estate industry. I've served it for over 30 years. So I really want to help agents get this information and get the funds.
Can you repeat the number again?
Sure. 757 588 8222. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to call me. The QR code, Debbie's going to put that underneath there. My link will be on there. So, and it's really, we've made it super, super simple. So anything you don't understand about the question, all you've got to do is hit the little red button on there, and they'll have a drop down to help you with any questions that are on that form. So it's really easy.
I did just put the link in the chat. I can't put the QR code. It would not, my computer would not let me download it, but the link is in there, which is, I think, what everyone needs.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, any other questions for me?
Carol, you're up.
Thanks. Good morning. I have kind of the flip. My W-2 is my gig work because I teach part-time for the community colleges for the real estate license. So I'm sure it's the same deal, right?
If you were a 1099 worker, you're an S Corp or a C Corp, you do not qualify.
I do not qualify.
Do not. It has to be 1099 earnings where you get.
Well, I'm a real estate broker, and
I'm sorry?
I'm a real estate broker, and my gig working is the W-2.
Okay, so you get 1099 earnings from your brokerage, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, so yeah, like I said earlier, and I'm sorry, I misunderstood that. If you were a W-2 worker, full-time or just another income, that's fine. You just going to report on your 1099 earnings on your Schedule C, but that will not disqualify you, so that's fine.
And this is for every excuse me, employment.
This is
I'm in the LA area, so I have a lot of entertainment industry people, that are friends.
Oh, yeah, and they're 1099. So yeah, this is huge. And if you all have any type of platforms like this, please let me come on and share it with all of your community because we just want to get the information out to people.
Definitely. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay,
What else
guys.
can I help with?
Carol was the last one with her hand up. Who else has? Or Keem, I see your hand, Bo.
Yeah, I was trying to do it wasn't working for me. How you doing? Excellent. Thank you. I'm looking at my taxes, and I know in 2021 I got hit pretty hard as far as taxes. Very significant bill. I do real estate full time, so the only thing I'm worried about I have to look at is my LLCs because I have a lot of LLCs. So I'm not sure how that works, but I'm pretty sure I was 1099 because I was a real estate agent at the time as well, I think. So I just have to look at that. But my question I have though is, what's the fee? Is there like a fee up front for you guys up front or in the back end? Or how does
Yes,
that?
back end.
Okay.
You will get your money first before you pay the fee for the services rendered. And they do everything. It's almost like filling out a grant. It's a pretty arduous task. So all you've got, you really don't have to do anything aside from that 20 minutes. Again, you're going to give United Business Solutions the opportunity to pull your taxes for 20 specifically, but they're going to look at 21 because like you, if you made more, got a bigger hit in 20, then they're going to take that information and use that.
Thank you. I'll definitely be calling for sure. Thank you.
Sure.
So, Brenda, there's an important question in the chat. It says you have to have had COVID during 20 or 21. Is that correct?
No, it's not you have to have. If you had it, you're going to get $500 a day per diem for the time that you were out.
Okay, so if someone did not have COVID during those years, does it still apply to them?
Yes, it will still apply to them, whether, that's one of the things they're going to look at, but they're also going to take into effect, how was your business affected? Were you out of work? At the beginning, certainly people were out of work in 20 because they were trying to figure out and scurry because trust me, it changed a lot of real estate as we know it today, which is great. It's much more virtual, but yeah, so there were some things like that. So again, if you will just do the questionnaire truthfully and honestly, and then provide, they're going to get that information from the IRS, then they'll put all of the calculations together, which are going to be, them doing that. And then they will, again, send you that. You will get an estimate before you finish that 20-minute application. And they will send you the exact information to the penny of what you'll get once they take it all together and compile it. And I do want to say, we got this during COVID when there was a Democratic administration. We are now going into a Republican and there's going to be a lot of cuts. So I want to encourage all of you to get your information in today or tomorrow, because again, there's no promises of what programs will be cut. And this is probably one of the last programs under the CARES Act, specifically giving back to businesses and now the 1099 self-employed worker. So please do this as soon as possible, because once it's in the system, they can't take it back.
Hey, Charles, I see your hand up, bud.
Hi, yeah, thank you. So I'm 55 years old and my memory sucks. So I don't remember 2020, 2020, and 2021. I know my wife had COVID at some point. So is there no harm in filling this thing out? Because the worst that can happen is you guys tell me, oh, you don't qualify.
Absolutely. I think everybody should fill this out. Take a few moments because, like you said, we've all slept since 20 and 22. So we need to kind of just take a moment before you do this and think about how you were affected under the guidelines that I've given you. And you'll be surprised. Oh yeah, this happened, or yeah, this or this. So just be mindful to think about that, but please fill it out because they will tell you what you are going to be qualified for. And that's
Great.
What you want to know more than anything.
Awesome. I'm going to share your contact information with my broker because we have several loan officers that might utilize this.
Yeah, 100% for loan officers. Yes, if they're 1099s or because they serve the real estate industry, they like to have those kind of meetings that shares this kind of value added information to their customers. So please,
awesome.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Let's set it up. Thank you, Charles.
All right, guys, any more questions? Peggy?
Yeah, you said there was a fee, but what is the fee based on? Is it like a percentage or is it a flat fee?
It is a percentage, and thank you for bringing me back to that. So everything will be done up front. The fee is not due until you get your money. So, and that was one of the things with the ERC last year. Bottom line did all the work, and you didn't pay your invoice until after your fees were received.
And does that automatically come out?
Yes, it will automatically come out because you'll sign a thing saying you're going to give the fee, like for the bank, which is separate from United Business Solutions, who are preparing the whole document. The fee is something with the bank. That's just an added benefit. I mean, you can wait 4 to 6 months for your money. That's fine. And you don't have to pay the bank fee. I think the bank fee is like 8%. But if you want your money now, you know, and I don't know if I mentioned, but the national average in this country for 1099 earner that applies is $10,000. So, you know, that's not $10,000 you had yesterday. So absolutely, you need to definitely put your information in, and, you know, whatever you get is a blessing.
Just have one more question real quick.
Yep,
I was just
Arkeem,
wondering,
you're up.
thank you so much. I was wondering, so what kind of return are we looking at? Is it like 1,000 or 5,000, or is it hard to say in a case by case? Is there any way you can give a range though, as far as what we're looking at, as far
The
as return?
the
Yeah.
maximum is $32,220.
Wow,
That's
that's
the
exciting.
maximum. I've talked to and had a number of people, gosh, get 10,000. I think the highest that I've heard from my circle is going to be 28,000.
What's the
And
time frame?
here's the thing: the more money you earn and pay taxes on, that's going to be a big piece of it. You know, if you only earn 15 or 20,000, I put it in there, but you're probably not going to get a lot back. I think the lowest I've heard is $1,500. But for that gig worker, that was $1,500 she didn't have yesterday.
That's a win. That's a win. What is the time frame as far as turnaround time to get this done? If once we submit
Okay,
the
so
application?
once you fill out your application, again, it's instant. It's going to go right into the system. It's going to take about 10 to 15 days for us to get your authorized IRS returns. And then they're going to take them probably about 10 days. All of this pretty much has been set is under 30 days. You will have all this information.
And last question, this has no impact on my private CPA at all, because I have an accountant that does all my taxes, all my paperwork. If I'm just giving it to you, it has no impact on that, right?
I'm sorry, what was that last sentence? I didn't hear
It
that
has no impact as far as I have a private accountant that does all my taxes.
No. I mean, you know, I will tell you that most accountants in this country don't know anything about it or don't want to really promote it because it takes a lot of time. It's a fairly arduous package to put together. And because they don't know all the laws and the nuances of it, accountants probably not going to be your best person to fill this information out.
Thank you, Brenda. You'll be hearing from me.
Absolutely, please.
I'm dead.
Yeah, a couple of questions. So is this going to, by any chance, like change or modify our 2020, 2021 tax returns?
No, I have been told, I'm not a CPA, but I have been told that no, this will have no bearing on refiling or anything like that.
Okay, and then my second question was, so I know you said there's no cost up front. There was only a charge at the back end once it's said and done and it's confirmed that we're receiving a refund. I was curious to know what that percentage was.
20%.
So 20%. Okay, and then if
Yep.
assuming it came back to be nothing, then there's, like, let's say I filled out the application and there's nothing, then there's no cost.
Nope. It's completely 100% free to get your estimate and to have our team look at your IRS returns to make sure they've incorporated accurately all the information that is needed. There is no fee until that point. You can say, hey, I don't want it. $5,000, 10,000, whatever. I don't want it. And they'll be okay.
Awesome. And then once we fill out that form, you said we'll know within 30 days, you said whether there's an estimate or not. When do we get that estimate?
The estimate will be given to you before you finish that 20-minute application.
Got it. And that should be more like a worst case scenario estimate.
Yeah, that's just the basis of, let's look at this. And then we're going to get your returns to make sure everything is accurate. And then within 30 days, they will tell you what that figure is.
And then when I'm filling that form out, sorry, I know I have a bunch of questions, but when I'm filling out that form, I'm a W-2 and 1099. So do I only put my gross 1099 or my adjusted net 1099 income?
You're going to put your net 1099 income.
Net.
On the application, they're going to ask, are you a 1099? Are you a W-2? And it's okay to be both. But
Okay.
they're specifically looking for your 1099 income, not your W-2.
But the adjusted net 1099, correct?
Correct.
So after all business
Yes.
expenses.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, you guys ready for breakout rooms?
Do it.
We are going to go. Brenda, I didn't prepare you for this, so you may not have one. Actually, because I didn't prepare you, Ray, let's give an icebreaker question for the breakout rooms that kind of have something to do with Brenda's topic.
Yeah. How do you organize your accounting?
Ooh, love that. Love, love, love that. All right, you guys, here we go. We're going to go 10 minutes in the breakout room and woohoo! Okay, it's 3 minutes till the top of the hour. Who found out something super cool in the breakout rooms that they want to share?
Kathy, you need to talk about our breakout room.
I'm a
Where'd she go?
gladiator.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
So
It was
funny.
the best breakout room I've ever been in my
I
entire
never
life.
laughed so hard in our breakout room ever. Can I request to be in David's room every
too.
week?
Okay, so obviously David is funny. I love it.
Oh my God, that was
I want to be in
hilarious.
the room.
I
Right?
literally had tears in my eyes.
Okay,
It was
David.
amazing. It was amazing. It was so funny. But it was funny, but it was really
so
like
good.
super true and useful, honestly. Like
Honestly,
major mindset of going into an appointment for sure.
that
Excellent.
was awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. Charles, you got your hand up.
Yeah, I was just noting in the chat. It's been cut now. How do we get the full chat from earlier? Is that possible?
Oh, you know what? I think that has to do with your settings.
I just uploaded it.
Oh, awesome.
Yes. If you see, Ray put a PDF in there of the full chat that you can download. Okay.
So next week, David's doing comedy hour. Is that what's up?
I think we should just let David do like just a background story and like his life story and tell us what he does. And it will like, everybody will come out of here amazing. He's a coach for sure. For sure. David is a new coach for sure.
Excellent. All right, you guys.
I volunteer.
Okay. Perfect. Well, look, we are going to put a button on this. We want to thank Brenda for coming in and sharing all of that amazing information with us. If you guys have not booked with Brenda, grab the link in the chat and follow it to her website and get scheduled with them. I think almost everyone on here can benefit from what she's got going on. We will be back here next week. Actually, Walt Key is going to be in charge next week because Ray, Jackie, and I will all be at Inman in New York next week. So we're going to be freezing our butts off in New York at an amazing conference there. But Walt will be in charge, and he's got something great in store for you guys. If anybody lives in New York or is coming to Inman, please come say hi to us. Actually, our booth is before you get into the exhibit hall, so you can come see us at the New York Hilton. And if you need to know more than that, we'll figure out which one it is. Like Kathy, I see you're there. We would love to see you in person. So
Let's have dinner.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
of the nights that you're there, I can drive up. It's like an hour and a half for me.
Perfect. Love it. Love it. Excited.
Awesome.
So love to see anyone at Inman. Like I said, our booth is outside of the main exhibit hall, so you don't have to pay to get into Inman to come see us. So come say hi.
Debbie,
And
tell them what booth we're going to be at, what booths we're going to be at so they know to find us.
So Epic Realty and Realty.com are sharing a booth there. So come find us there. I'm excited to meet all of you guys in person. So anyone who lives close, please come visit us and say hi. Walt is in charge next week, and the challenge for you is to bring someone. If you got value from what you learned here today, invite someone to come with you next week. We're at 45 right now. I think we were closer to 80 when we started the call. Like it's 9:02, so I'm a little bit late. But the challenge is to invite somebody to join you next week. Somebody who doesn't already come to these calls. It doesn't count if you met them here. Invite somebody different to come to the calls and join us. We want to share this really valuable information, just like Brenda shared with us today. We want to share it with more and more people. So join us next week. Thank you guys all. Brenda, thank you. Ray, last words? Did Ray already leave? I know his schedule is super tight, so Ray might be gone. You guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next week or the week after.
Thank you.
Thanks,
This is
everyone.
my favorite
Nice
Zoom
meeting you
call.
guys.
Oh,
Yay.
thanks,
Awesome
Michelle.
Have a good
job.
day. Have an awesome
I
day.
Thank
never want to
you.
miss.
Thank
Bye,
you. Love
guys.
hearing that. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.